Hey, Shalom, Shalom. It's the brother Abayi Buff from the DC Church. Coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bashim Kadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bashim in the name. Recall Spirit Kudash me the Holy. These are the names and the powers that I come to in order to profess the 100% truth. And Lord will seal the elect's faith. Shen Yukabago will Rakasa Kwayim Naba'aith. Meaning double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times, whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to. And Shalom, wa Barakum, Labakar, Sha'ala, peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? And to the men out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and truth, to you I say Shalom, wa Barakum, Thumb, peace and blessings be upon you. Now, without further ado, as you can see in front of you, this is going to be the name of the video. We have forsaken all. And I just have two precepts, but I'm going to be going in the book of Maccabees to kind of give context of essentially the point that I wanted to convey within this video. But when you go back to First Maccabees, the second chapter, this was during the time of the Grecian Empire, and I believe Antiochus Epiphanes IV was the ruler during this time where Israel... Well, he ruled over Israel with rigor, and then also he wanted Israel as a collective to conform to his ideals / ideologies and beliefs and ritualistic practices. Okay, now with that being said, our forefathers, Mattathias and his sons, of the father of the Maccabees, which is Mattathias, stood their ground and stood against the commandments in which the king at that specific time, which is Antiochus Epiphanes IV, his decrees and what he wanted to set up for Israel and compel Israel to do. All right, Mattathias stood his ground. And the one thing that I truthfully love about, this passage is basically the main point of this video is really the mindset of being able to say, to hell with everything else. I'm going to side with the Heavenly Father, and being able to put away everything in the life that you established in this world and siding with Yahweh Shema Shai and fleeing to the wilderness. And essentially we are going to have to do that because we are going to be like pilgrims. And the thing is, the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun. So back then, they fought a physical fight, and we're fighting a spiritual fight. But at the end of the day, we still have to flee, as our forefathers did, from the current ideologies that are forced on us. All right, because right now, of course, we have liberty, but there's going to come a point in time to where the kings of this world and the rulers of darkness are going to come down on us, having great wrath, thus saith the scriptures. So, Salaki, that's a video playing in the back. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. So, honestly, I'm gonna start from the top. This is First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 1. It says, "In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jerorib, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin." Right, and I actually want to look up where is Modin. Geographically. Okay. Modin is a relatively new Israeli city and located in, okay, let's see, images. So, Salakia. just want to give some visual, visual representation of where Mattathias was currently. And as you can see in Judea, you have Modin, okay? So it says, mind you, this is our homeland, And it says, and he had 5 sons, Joanan, called Cadis, Simon called Thias, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar called Avarin, and Jonathan, whose surname was Aphis, okay? And it says, and when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, mind you, this is in our homeland, all right? It's supposed to be holy, where the Heavenly Father has established the law within us. It's supposed to be holy and upkept. Mind you, you're in your holy city and you seeing people profane the Heavenly Father's holy word and doing things that they know are adverse to the constructs and biblical principles in which the Heavenly Father has set up. All right. He said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and the holy city and of the holy city, and dwell there when it was delivered into the hands of the enemy and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. Okay. It says, what nation hath not had part in her spoil? It's a lot. Which nation have not part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? And you got to understand, this was Mattathias lamenting. Okay. Like you can almost imagine him like screaming these words to the top of his lungs, seeing the desolation of our temple and our people, So keep in mind the devastation. Mind you, this is how you know he's a righteous man, because the scriptures say the souls of the just complain continually. So if we see something that's out of place, we're gonna acknowledge it. And furthermore, we're gonna stand by what we know is right. And that's part of the reason why I truthfully love to say that he's a part of our family. We are direct descendants of the man that we're reading of. Okay. Sometimes you got to let that sink in. So it says all of her ornaments are taken away of a free woman. She is become a bondslave. Okay. Because we were brought under the captivity of the Grecians during that time. Okay. Nevertheless, it says, and behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste. All right. Because our sanctuary, you got to understand, the second temple that was built, I believe, by Solomon. Let me make sure, I don't want to put out false information. I believe. No, Solomon did not build the second temple, but rather the first temple. Okay. So I do apologize about that. The construction of the second temple began in the aftermath of the Persian conquest of Babylon. Okay. Now I'm not sure Persian Babylon. So this is definitely Mattathias. I believe the second temple was he was during the time of the second temple. Okay, King Solomon. Let's see. Second Temple, 516 BCE, and its destruction was 70, basically after Christ, 70 AD. Oh, okay. So yeah, let me see. There we go. And look, it says, and after First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 20, and it says, and after that Antioch had smitten Egypt, and he returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude. Now, this was definitely during the time frame of 516 BC and 70 AD. Okay, so this was during the time of Mattathias was there during the time of the second temple. Okay, now you got to understand the intricacies of the temple being built. You know, if you want an idea about that, you can go to First Kings and just go through the chapters, and you'll see the intricacies of how Solomon built that temple. Okay, the first temple. Nevertheless, going from the glory and going from seeing the glory of the temple being built and beautiful sacrifices and nice odorous smells, beautiful odorous smells going into the Heavenly Father's nostrils by way of good sacrifices being put on the altar, you know, and also the sacrifice of faith, actually believing in Yahweh Shema Shai, seeing all those things happen and then now seeing strubs and swine. It's fucking disgusting, man, being sacrificed on the temple. You know, you can only imagine how he felt. It says, to what end therefore shall we live any longer? Yeah, he was distraught. He wanted to die. He's like, yo, if this is like what, like, you know, if this is the current state of our people, like, I'd rather not even live. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore. See? And it says, in the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art ruler and an honorable and great man in the city. And he strengthened with his sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also. So you can see that these individuals already practice the king's commandments. As soon as the law came down, they were following it. Okay, it's like, to hell with the Lord, let's go with the king, the physical king of this world at this standing point in time. And look at the response of Mattathias, right? And spake, and such as remain at Jerusalem, so shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends. We don't give a fuck to be numbered with Esau, okay? Because we understand his end, and we know that his demise is going to be very short, you know? And the scriptures even say that. Let me go to Job chapter 20 real quick. We're not going to side with Esau just so we could momentarily be quote unquote safe when we're actually not. Look at all the individuals that trusted in Esau, Edom, and look at what the hell happened as an aftermath of or as a byproduct of you trusting and believing in Esau, Edom. Okay, look at the diddler. Okay, and everybody else. Hey, give me a second, bro. Okay. So this is Job chapter 20, verse 5. It says, the triumphing of the wicked is short, but the joy of the hypocrite, it says, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Okay? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, see, so for a time frame, the Heavenly Father will allow Esau, Edom to flourish so that he can bewow the wicked of our nation. Because really what's going to happen, what happens is Esau, Edom has, or the heathen nations has power for a set amount of time, and they're able to access those goods for a set amount of time. And that's really what compels our people, because they don't want to suffer. Nobody wants to suffer, but they don't want to suffer for the Heavenly Father. And that's really what compels them to conform to the king. But as you can see, there's individuals who can give a fuck less about who's in power. We're going to side, Lord's will. We're always going to side with Yahweh Shema Shai, despite the ridicule or the defamation or the persecution that comes with it. Okay? Yeah, he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Okay? He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Okay? And that's what's going to happen. And this is something that Mattathias understood, and furthermore, he acted upon it. It says, First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 18, now therefore come thou first, and fulfill the king's commandment, like as the heathen have done, yea, and all the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem, so shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends. And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. So despite the goods and the gifts, you can't bribe a man of the Lord. And that's what's so beautiful about being a man of the Lord. There is not an amount of money that Esau can offer us to stop doing what the fuck we're doing. You can't buy us out. It doesn't matter what you present in front of us. It doesn't matter what Satan tries to put in front of us. There's nothing that will compel us to turn on our faith that we have in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shema Shai, and to stop prophesying and putting forth the truth, okay? Because we're resolved within ourselves. We know for a fact that this is the truth. And so did Mattathias. He said, man, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Me and my sons, we're going to follow the laws of our fathers, okay, which we've known is right according to the biblical context, okay? We're not going to break away just because you bribe us with quote-unquote silver and gold. Who gives a hell about that? That's today is here and tomorrow is gone, okay? But the laws of the Heavenly Father have been here and have been established ever since, okay? Verse 21, it says, Yahweh forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion either on the right hand or the left. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, mind you, where Mattathias dwelt, according to the king's commandment. Which things when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to shew his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. Nigga, you became the sacrifice. And that's how adamant our forefathers were to follow after the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All these kings, it says also the king's commissioners who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. So he killed everybody. He wasn't going for none of that. Thus dwelt he zealously for the law of Yahweh, like as Phinehas did unto Zambri, the son of Solomon. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. And he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in this city. And you got to understand, for a man to do that, for a man to say, fuck it, I'm following after the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shema Shai, and leave all that you had, left the food, the establishment, the vineyards, the goods, the raiment, all of it, the shelter, you left all of that and fled to the wilderness and fled to the mountains, all to follow after Yahweh Shema Shai, man. That took real faith. All right? Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there. Okay? And that was really the main point on that. Now I want to grab this precept in Matthew chapter 19. There's Matthew chapter 19 verse. Because if you happen to forsake, because we're going to have to, when we happen to forsake all things, you best believe that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shema Shai, they're going to take care of us, man. Undoubtedly. Matthew chapter 19 verse 27, it says, then he answered, Matthew chapter 19 verse 27, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahweh Shai said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, and the regeneration when the sons of man shall sit upon his when the Son of Man shall sit upon his throne. Excuse me. When the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, also. Let me read that from the top. This is Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto him, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, and the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, and every one that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my sake, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And that's the thing. At this standing point in time, Esau's first. He's first in line. He gets everything he wants. Okay? It should make me think of Diddy again. You know, he said, anything I want, I have to have it. I have to have it. You know? But they receive of their pension of their wickedness, man. They're receiving a high pension of their wickedness. But the fact of the matter is that we on the other side, who have forsaken all of these things, have forsaken the world, are not going to be bewildered by those things or taken by those things that are precious. We're not going to be taken by our brethren, our houses, our sisters, our father, our mother, our wife, children, or lands. We're going to forsake everything for the Heavenly Father's name's sake. Okay? For the Heavenly Father and His Son name's sake. Okay? So that we're able to obtain 100-fold. Okay? Just like our forefather did. You know? And that's really it. Flee to the wilderness. You know, and we got to forsake all things to obtain righteousness in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shai. So with that, I give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bashim Kalkadash, and Yakabag, Labakaza, Kaim Naba Aith, Shalom, Wabarakam Labakan, Shiasha Allah. Until next time, I say Shalom.